She told her friends, "He's obsessed with me. I could do anything and he'd stay." I was in the next room. Didn't say anything. Just packed and left that night. Her 73 unanswered calls testing that theory. Original post. I, 31 male, am a logistics coordinator. My job is to see all the pieces on the board, anticipate problems, and ensure everything moves from A to B smoothly. I've been told I'm reliable. Stable. A bit boring, maybe. I thought these were good things. My girlfriend, Corinne, 28, seemed to think so, too. We've been together for 2 years, living in her rented apartment for the last one. I pay my half of the rent, plus utilities, plus most of our food, plus her car insurance. She's a brand consultant, which mostly means she has a very aesthetic Instagram and a deep aversion to W-2 forms. My friends have called me whipped. I just thought I was supportive. I like taking care of things. About 18 months ago, I bought a project, a 1978 Airstream Ovalander, a 27-foot aluminum shell of dreams. I paid $15,000 for it from my own savings. I spent weekends and evenings meticulously restoring it. I redid the subfloor, ran all new PX plumbing, wired it for solar. It's my baby. Corinne was supportive in her way. She loved the idea of it. She named it the Silver Lining and started an Instagram account for our journey. Her contributions were picking out a color palette, rose gold and sage, and taking pouty photos of herself helping by holding a screwdriver while I did the actual work. This project was my passion. I've sunk another $30,000 into the materials. It's stored at a specialty restoration garage where I rent a bay. She, meanwhile, was busy building the brand. She was even in talks with some sustainable bedding company for a small sponsorship. Once it was done, she talked about it like it was hers. I let her. I thought we were a team. Last Friday, I was in the home office, our tiny second bedroom, trying to finish a supply chain report. Corinne had her friends, Bianca and Tess, over in the living room. They were maybe 30 feet away. The walls are paper. They'd had a few bottles of wine. Their voices carry. "He's just so attentive," Bianca said. "He texts you when he's leaving work. He brings you coffee. Aren't you just bored?" I heard Corinne's laugh. That light, tinkling sound I used to love. Bored? Never. It's like having a dedicated employee. A very sweet, very focused employee. "You're terrible," Tess giggled. "But seriously, Corinne," Bianca said, her voice dropping a little. "That guy from your yoga class, Julian? You're playing with fire. If Leo finds those texts..." My fingers froze on the keyboard. "Please," Corinne scoffed. The confidence in her voice was chilling. "Julian's just fun. A little distraction. Leo's the provider. He's the one who's actually going to finish my Airstream." She paused, and I could hear her take another sip of wine. "Leo is obsessed with me. I could literally do anything, and he'd stay. I could probably hook up with Julian in our bed, and Leo would just apologize for not being exciting enough. He'd stay. He's at Whipped. He's not going anywhere. His entire personality is me and that stupid trailer. And he's not leaving before he finishes my project." My report blurred. The numbers didn't make sense. My project. My Airstream. He's obsessed with me. I wasn't hurt. I wasn't even angry. I was auditing. I sat there and ran the numbers. The $45,000 for the trailer. The $1,200 a month I contributed to her apartment and lifestyle. The endless support for her brand. And the return on investment? A woman in the next room who saw me as an obsessed employee she could cheat on. The audit failed. The asset was toxic. It was time to liquidate. I didn't say a word. I sat there, listening for another hour. They moved on to talking about Bianca's boss and some shoes Tess wanted. I finished my report. I emailed it. At 1 a.m., Corinne stumbled into the office. "Hey, you're still up." "I'm sleepy. Come to bed." "Just wrapping up?" I said, not looking at her. "I'll be there in a bit." "'Kay. Love you," she mumbled and left. I waited until I heard her snoring. I packed one duffel bag. My work laptop. My personal hard drives. My passport. My toiletries. 3 pairs of jeans, 5 shirts, underwear, socks. I took my keys. I walked out of her apartment. I drove to a 24-hour diner, ordered a black coffee, and pulled out my phone. I logged into my credit card apps. Her supplementary Amex? Canceled. I logged into my streaming accounts. Log out all devices. Password changed. I logged into the joint meal kit service. Canceled. I emailed the owner of the restoration garage. Hi Frank, it's Leo. Need to move the Airstream first thing tomorrow. Emergency. I'll pay double the transport fee. Need it at the secure storage lot on the other side of town. 7 a.m. Thanks. Then, I started watching my phone on the table. 2:15 a.m. A text. Where are you? 2:17 a.m. A text. Did you go for snacks? Give me some salty ones. 2:30 a.m. A call. I'll let it ring. 2:31 a.m. A call. I'll let it ring. 2:35 a.m. A text. Leo, this isn't funny. 2:40 a.m. A text. Seriously, where are you? You're starting to piss me off. From 2:40 a.m. to 7 a.m., the calls and texts got more frantic. Are you hurt? Did you get in an accident? Leo, answer me. I'm calling the police. She didn't. By the time the sun came up, I had 73 missed calls. I got a text from Frank at 7:05 a.m. All moved. She's secure. I finished my coffee. I had already emailed my boss, taking a week of emergency personal leave. I drove to a long-stay corporate hotel, checked in, and paid for 2 weeks in advance. Then, I finally turned my phone off. She was testing her theory, and I was letting her. Update 1 week later. It's been 8 days since I walked out. I'm still at the hotel. It's clean, anonymous, and the internet is fast. I kept my phone off for the first 48 hours. When I turned it back on, it was a nuclear wasteland. Hundreds of texts, dozens of voicemails. They were a wild ride. Phase 1, panic. Leo, I'm so scared. Please just tell me you're alive. Phase 2, anger. What the hell is wrong with you? You can't just disappear. I have things to do. Phase 3, bafflement. This one was from Bianca. Hey, Corinne is freaking out. You guys have a fight? Just call her. Phase 4, righteous indignation. My card was declined at the salon. My card, the one you pay for. You turned it off. How dare you? Call me. Now. That last one was the one I replied to. I sent her an email. I'm a logistics guy. I need a paper trail. Subject, relationship termination. Corinne, I am safe. I left the apartment last Friday. I was in the home office and overheard your entire conversation with Bianca and Tess. I heard about Julian. I heard that I am an obsessed employee. I heard that I am so whipped I would stay even if you cheated on me. You were testing that theory. You failed. I am not staying. The relationship is over. The supplementary card has been canceled, as have all other accounts I was paying for. Please do not contact me again. It took her exactly 4 minutes to reply. Leo, you're breaking up with me. Over a joke? I was just drunk and bragging to my friends. You know I do that. Julian is nobody. You're being insane. You're completely overreacting. You can't just leave. We have a life. What about the Airstream? I'm serious, Leo. This isn't funny anymore. That bedding company needs the final photos by the 1st. You have to finish the restoration. You're going to ruin MY business. You can't do this to me. The sheer uncut audacity. My business. My Airstream. I replied, there is no your business. It is my trailer, purchased with my money and restored with my labor. You have no legal claim to it. I have all receipts and the title. Your sponsorship is not my problem. Consider it canceled. I will be in touch in a few days to arrange a time to retrieve my remaining personal items from your apartment. This, apparently, was the wrong thing to say. She didn't email back. She showed up. She must have blown up my work email, and my boss, who I had to give the basic details to, must have told her, I don't know where he is, but he's safe. So she went old school. She called every hotel within a 10-mile radius until she found me. I was in the lobby Tuesday afternoon, grabbing a coffee, when the doors slid open. It was Corinne, and Bianca, for backup. Corinne was in full victim mode. Her eyes were red. Her hair was a mess. Leo. Oh my God, Leo. She ran toward me. I just stood there. I didn't move. She wanted to hug me, and I put a hand up. Don't. She stopped, shocked. What are you doing? Leo, stop this. This is insane. You're scaring me. You look terrible. I'm fine, Corinne. You need to leave. You're not a guest here. I'm not leaving, she said, her voice starting to rise. You can't just hide from me and turn off my money. Bianca stepped forward, playing good cop. Dude, seriously, you're really going to throw away 2 years because she was bragging? That's what girls do. She was just gassing herself up. She was gassing herself up by detailing her emotional affair with Julian from yoga. Bianca, I said, my voice as flat as a shipping manifest. And she was gassing herself up by calling me an obsessed employee. She wasn't bragging. She was stating, correctly, that I was a fool. I'm just not a fool anymore. It was talk. Corinne shrieked, and now the tears were real. Just talk. You know I love you. I was just stressed. You can't do this to me. You can't take the Airstream. Ah, there it was. The main point. I've built a brand, she cried. People in the lobby were starting to look. I have 10,000 followers. That sponsorship was worth real money. You OWE me that trailer. You can't just steal it. I can't steal my own property, Corinne, I said. I have the title. I have the bill of sale. I have $45,000 in receipts. You have an Instagram account. Her face changed. The tears stopped instantly. The softness was gone, replaced by a cold, hard fury I'd never seen before. It was the face of a CEO whose shipment was just lost at sea. You are a selfish, petty child, Leo. You will regret this. You haven't heard the last of this. I'm sure I haven't. You'll be hearing from my lawyer, she spat. You can't just steal my livelihood. Great, I said, picking up my coffee. I've already retained mine. Have him send the demand letter. I'll have my attorney send yours the receipts. She and Bianca stormed out. The automatic doors slid shut, leaving me in the quiet, air-conditioned lobby. I won't lie. My hands were shaking. I wasn't just liquidating an asset. I was dismantling a life I'd been building. For a second, I felt that obsessed feeling she was talking about. A desperate need to fix it, to run after her and apologize and just go back to normal. Then I remembered her voice. He's that whipped. I took a sip of coffee. It was bitter. Good. I'm a logistics guy. A problem has been identified. A solution is in progress. You don't stop a shipment halfway just because you feel nostalgic. Let her send the lawyer. I have a spreadsheet for everything. Update 2. The final update. It's been 2 months. This was a journey. A messy, complicated, and deeply satisfying journey. The Dirty Tricks campaign started almost immediately after our hotel lobby chat. Corinne's entitlement went from 100 to about 1 million. First, the lawyer. She found a real bottom feeder, the kind of guy whose face is on bus benches. He sent a demand letter that was a work of fiction. They claimed verbal partnership. They alleged that the silver lining was a joint venture, and that my abrupt and malicious removal of the primary business asset, the Airstream, constituted a breach of this partnership. The damages? Oh, this was my favorite part. They claimed the canceled betting sponsorship was worth $50,000 in lost potential income. $50,000. The letter also demanded emergency spousal support. We were never married because my sudden cessation of financial support left her destitute and unable to meet her basic needs. My lawyer, a sharp woman named Alana, just laughed. This is tissue paper. Let's send him something solid. Alana drafted a response that was, frankly, a work of art. It included a copy of the Airstream bill of sale, my name, my bank account. A copy of the Airstream title, my name. A 15-page, itemized spreadsheet of every single purchase for the restoration. From the $3,000 solar package to the $1.50 box of screws. All cross-referenced with my credit card statements. Total, $45,821. A detailed breakdown of the financial support I provided her for 2 years. Rent, utilities, food, her car payments, clothes, vacations. Total, $63,000. In the finale, a countersuit threat. Alana stated that if Corinne wished to pursue her verbal partnership claim, we would be delighted to enter discovery, at which point we would file a countersuit for the $63,000 she fraudulently obtained under the false pretense of a faithful, monogamous relationship while actively planning to cheat. We sent it. Her lawyer did not respond to that one. But Corinne wasn't done. She decided to try a different tactic. She called the police. This was the part that genuinely scared me. I'm just a normal guy. I don't do conflict, and I know how this stuff can look. I had finally arranged, through lawyers, to get my remaining stuff from her apartment. I hired a moving service and had 2 officers present as a civil standby, just in case. The moment I walked in, she started. "He's here. Officer, he's the one. He stole my trailer." I saw the 2 cops exchange a look. "Ma'am," the older one said, "we've been over this. You called about this twice last week. We cannot get involved in your civil dispute." "It's not a civil dispute," she shrieked. "It's theft. He stole my entire business. It's worth over $50,000. I want him arrested." "Ma'am, do you have a title in your name? A bill of sale? Anything? We were a partnership." "That's a civil matter," the cop said, clearly losing patience. This is when she played her trump card, the one she thought was the auto win. She burst into tears. He's abusive. He's controlling me. He cut me off from all my money. He left me with nothing. He's financially abusing me. Please, I'm scared of him." The entire atmosphere in the room changed. The cops tensed. The younger one put his hand on his belt. "Sir," the older one said, his voice now formal and cold. "Is that true? Did you threaten her? Are you leaving her with no way to live?" My blood ran cold. "This is how it happens." "Officer," I said, my voice shaking slightly. I hated it. I took a breath. "My name is Leo. This is her apartment lease. I was a guest here. I left 2 months ago after I discovered she was cheating on me." I pulled a small, tidy folder from my bag. "The one Alana told me to never be without. She is not on my bank accounts. She was an authorized user on my credit card, which I canceled when I left. The trailer she's referring to is my personal property. Here is the title. Here is the bill of sale. Here is my lawyer's card." I handed him the folder. He looked through it. The title, the receipts. He saw the spreadsheet. He looked at Corinne, who was still doing her heaving shoulders sob. He looked at me. He sighed. "Ma'am, this is not a police matter. Mr. My last name is here with a police escort, which he requested to get his personal belongings. You will let him and the movers do that without interference, or we will have to ask you to leave." The look on her face. The obsessed employee had just shown the board of directors who actually owned the company. She just deflated. All the fight went out of her. She just stood in the corner, arms crossed, vibrating with rage, while my movers quickly and quietly took my clothes, my books, and my high-end espresso machine. As I was leaving, I turned at the door. "Good luck, Corinne. I hope you find what you're looking for." So, what happened to the artifact? The silver lining? The project was tainted. I couldn't look at it. The joy was gone, replaced by the memory of her voice. Finish my Airstream. So I sold it. I'm a logistics guy. I liquidated the asset. I found a collector online who specializes in vintage restorations. He came to the new storage unit. His eyes lit up when he saw the work I'd done. The custom walnut cabinetry I'd just started, the new axle, the meticulously polished shell. He knew exactly what he was looking at. I sold it to him, 80% finished, for $55,000. After my initial $45,000 investment, I made a $10,000 profit, not counting my 18 months of free labor alone. The fallout. Corinne's lawyer officially dropped her after my lawyer sent him the bill for the police civil standby. The Silver Lining Instagram account is dead. The last post was 3 months ago. She must have lost the betting sponsorship, and with it, her livelihood. Her friend Bianca actually emailed me to apologize, said she didn't realize how serious it was, and that Corinne had gone off the deep end. I heard from a mutual friend who sided with me after hearing the full story, that Corinne had to get a real job. She's a receptionist at a dental office. Tess and Bianca have apparently distanced themselves. Turns out, nobody wants to hang out with a friend who's broke, bitter, and constantly complaining about how her obsessed ex-boyfriend stole her life. And Julian from yoga? He apparently ghosted her the second he realized the obsessed employee was gone, and with him, the money and the cool Airstream. Shocking. As for me, I moved into a new condo. Just me. It's quiet. I bought a new espresso machine. I won't lie, it was a rough few months. You don't just erase 2 years. I felt stupid. I felt used. I felt hollow. But then the check for $55,000 cleared. and that hollow feeling started to feel a whole lot like freedom. I'm planning a trip. No Airstream. No projects. Just a first-class ticket to somewhere warm with a very nice hotel. She was right about one thing. I am obsessed. Obsessed with not being her employee ever again.